All right, y'all. Welcome to Hot Buttered Soul, Real Talk Uncut. And once Peace gets situated, she's going to introduce you guys again. You will be on film, and just ask that you don't have speakers on in the background, whatever, so we'll get feedback. Peace, let me know when you're ready. This project is called I'm Tired. I'm tired, and there's a lot of things that we are tired of. So, and we have an awesome panel here that's going to explain it all here in Second Life. Peace, you with us?
I am.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, hi everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Real Talk Uncut. You're here with myself, Peace, Sweet Cocoa Butter, and Tisa Rare Diamond. And we have with us today members of the Beta Omega Iota sorority
Yo, yo,
at
yo.
uh, Neroli and Catino. And they brought along with them also Alexa, who was with Gamma Sigma U. And they have come today to talk to us about a really interesting project that is taking place in real life. And they are going to emulate that project here in Second Life. And everyone listening and your friends, anybody who might be interested, can also participate. So it's a really interesting project. If you were in the studio with us today, you would see the walls covered with the photographs of people who have shown us their backs, their bare skin. These are real life photographs. And on their backs are painted comments about things that they are tired of. Uh, the project is called I'm Tired. And there are all denominations, I would imagine, all sexes, all sexual orientations, and all races depicted with different things that they are tired of. So welcome, Neroli, Alexa, and Katino to Real Talk Uncut. I guess
Yay!
I'll start by asking what your mission and purpose is in the organization, and I guess that can be answered by Neroli or Katino.
Okay, hi, I'm Neroli. I'm one of the founders of Beta Omega Iota, and the fraternity, actually fraternity, our sorority or sister sorority is Gamma Sigma Mu, and we are Beta Omega Iota. And we actually began this endeavor because we wanted to expand Greek life a little bit to encompass more than just parties or social gatherings, but rather make it a learning experience. Most of the members of Beta Omega Iota are more on the aggressive dominant side of what the lesbian spectrum would be considered, but we welcome all supporters. Anybody that has a question about it is more than welcome to answer. But a lot of discrimination happens on various ends, but this one was something that was personal to myself and Cutino. So we wanted to have a place where those members could join and feel as if they could be themselves, whatever that is, because even an aggressive lesbian has different faces and different variations of herself. So we wanted to kind of put our feet to purpose and make a few changes of what the Greek life really is, and this was an avenue or a channel for us to do that.
Wow, it's interesting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you want to tell us about that? So that's what your mission is in Second Life, correct? Uh,
Yes, that's exactly what our mission is in Second Life.
the
And we hope that even though we're in SL, that our reach extends around the borders of real life as well. And we've been able to do that through a lot of things like our Lupus Foundation, our Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're also hoping that some of this kind of extends a little bit as well.
so as often is the case, your efforts to create better lives for yourselves stretches to the community at large, and is helpful to each and every person, regardless of their orientation. Is there anything you think that we should know
Hey,
about this project? that specifically aids you in your mission. In other words, I see everybody represented here. These photographs are very powerful. We've had a lot of very strong reactions from people who've walked into the studio and started to read some of these messages. But what in particular backs up your mission about the I Am Tired project?
Any,
Well, like I was mentioning earlier, our mission is to kind of challenge the mind and change perspectives on a variety of platforms. So this project is a kind of a medium to get that started. This is a way for us to incorporate all individuals, all sexualities, and kind of bring them on board. Our mission is to be conducive and solidified, not only in Beta Omega Iota, but also within real life and second life. And so I'm gonna chime this over to Q. She actually is the one who brought this to our round table to give birth to this project. So I'm gonna pass it to her.
All right, awesome.
let's go.
Welcome, Q.
All right, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, very good.
Yes, we hear you fine.
All
Thank
right,
you.
awesome. So when I found this initiative online, I actually found it for one of my groups. It's called Afropunk, and it just kind of highlights different things in the African American community that really speaks out to me, and other individuals who participate in that group. And when I ran across it, I kind of like just researched it a little bit, and it's pretty much a project that was started by Paula Akpan and Harriet Evans, and their goal was to highlight microaggressions in everyday life. And when I kind of like researched microaggressions and kind of got more information about it, the term was actually coined by a Howard University professor named Chester Pierce in like the early 1970s. And pretty much it was used to describe unintended discrimination, insults, and dismissals in the African American community. And what's so unique about the I'm Tired campaign that I discovered is that they seek Paula Akpan and Harry Evans sought to pretty much include everybody. It was very inclusive. So it doesn't matter the color of your skin, it doesn't matter your ethnicity, it doesn't matter anything about you, whether you're short, tall, small, heavy. It just really just seeks to include everybody. So that's something that kind of ties into our mission and our vision as far as the organization goes. We want to seek out people to, kind of like educate them and just include them in everything. One of the great things about our organization is that we seek to include everybody. We're very accepting of different lifestyles, different genders, different sexualities, and so forth. So this is something that I wanted us to participate in because it screamed Beta Omega Iota to me because it's something that we really, really hold dear to our heart. So when I found this initiative online, I wanted to pay respects to those individuals who started this initiative in real life, but also bring something that can be so impacting into the Second Life community.
Wow, so it's not just a lot of people when they look at discrimination, it's always a black and white thing. But you could be tired of anything in your life, and this is what it includes, right? So basically, if you're tired of your pay at work, or if you tired of people being hypocrite, whatever it is, that's the goal, right?
Definitely, definitely. It's definitely not a black and white thing. It's not just a race thing.
Right.
And it's the information that we collected and kind of gave out just to give it people examples of it because we didn't want people to fixate on just a black and white thing or a racial thing. It can be absolutely anything. If you're a short person, you're tired of people making you feel like just because you're short, you're helpless. If you are a more aggressive person and you're tired of people making you feel like you're angry or pretty much just kind of a person who is very combative or anything like that. It could be pretty much anything that you're tired of. If you are a person who has red hair and you don't like the term ginger, it could be anything. So it's not all centered around race or anything like that. It's pretty much any type of microaggression, any type of unintended discrimination that you face in life. It's all about that. So there are a different array of different things that can be included in things that are in the news. It's all about around, racism, police officers, African American communities, but there are so many other individuals that get discriminated against every day.
That's
and
right.
and sometimes and some of those things that we don't even pay attention to. Who would think that maybe somebody who may be heavy in stature could feel like they're discriminated against, you know on a regular
Hmm.
basis, or somebody who African American woman who goes to work every day, and just because she's black and successful, people consider her to be a man hater, anything, like the possibilities are endless when you think about this campaign.
Cool.
I just want to make one vital addition to this, though. It does have to be something that's associated with an assumption, though. So you can't say, I'm tired of having hair on my middle finger because I'm tired of that too. But nobody's really making me feel bad about it. So I
Right,
just want to make
right.
sure that I make that clear. You can't say things like I'm tired of, McDonald's got rid of the McRib. I'm tired. It has to be something that is
Hey, what you
associated
talking
with an
about?
assumption,
Shoot.
something that give it life and give it power.
McRib,
Well,
bring the
well,
McRib back. I'm tired of not having that McRib sandwich, really.
well,
Actually, I couldn't. Go ahead.
we
See.
talking about food. Go ahead, finish your food.
No, I'm done, man. I'll get my little picket sign, go right to McDonald's
Well,
myself, and say,
okay,
Lord, bring the McRib back.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm not ashamed to say it, cause I get faced with it every day. People always tell me I'm fat. I tell them, hell yeah, motherfucker, I'm fat. So what? You know, they can say it all day long. I might be tired of it, but you know what the reality is? I am, and I'm not hiding it. I'm not ashamed of it. I tell myself, look at your mama. She fat. How come you don't call her fat? That's my mama. Oh well, she fat. So you know,
Well, see, that's nothing you're
I'm
tired of because you take that pretty good. Not too many people out there say I'm fat or whatever, you know. So I think you handle that. But there's some other things that you're just tired of. I
I
mean,
think it's two sides to that spectrum because I'm a little chunky, but too, and it's not that I'm necessarily I love my skin, but you could be tired of getting discriminated against because you're overweight. Like I remember when I was a teenager, just a random example, I wanted to work at American Eagle. I had just started to change my attire a little bit, and I really wanted to work there, but they said to me, "Well, you can't because you have to be able to fit the clothes."
oh,
And so that was something that was a little discouraging. It didn't give me low self-esteem, but that kind of plays into what's marketable, and that turns into equitable worth, and it can kind of just keep going down a spiral. So it can be something that maybe it doesn't, that technical component doesn't bother you, but the ramifications of having that component is what bothers you.
Nah, it don't bother me because I know I'm fat and shit. If I get skinny, hell, it's all right too. Shit, I don't care. They can say what they want, but when you love yourself and you have that love in your heart, it doesn't bother me, and it won't bother me, and I don't let it bother me. I keep on moving.
so all of
Shit.
these tattoos, as we look around, of all this stuff on everyone's back, how are you gonna bring that into Second Life? It's not a real life picture we have to take, right? It's our avatars we're gonna use here, right?
Yeah, you're gonna the pretty much the initiative that we're bringing into Second Life encompasses your avatar. So we have a team of individuals, a great team, and so many people have stepped up to the plate to help us with this initiative. So we have photographers, we have tattoo artists. Neroli is actually one of those individuals, and then in charge, Billy of Glam House Radio. They're going to be Glam House Video, so they're going to be the photographers for this event. Um, so pretty much what you would do is the process is to pretty much the first thing you need to do is sign up on our sign up sheet. And you need to come up with a concept that you're tired of and put that on the form. And then the next thing that we'll do is we'll look over those concepts. Like Switch said, we want to make sure that these initiatives and these things that you're tired of are actually legitimate, things that, they're serious pretty much. So we're going to look over those and then develop tattoos for the people who want to participate. And after that tattoo is developed, then will pretty much get like a date and a time to meet with a photographer. Everything is free. You don't have to pay for anything. And then we will develop and produce the photo. And you'll get a copy of it. And then we reserve the right to use it in our campaign. So we are definitely using your avatars. We have people working on the flyers for mesh bodies for both men and women. So we're trying to make sure that this is an initiative that everybody can pretty much be a part of.
Wow, I'm gonna
Well,
put a
I
dimple on my butt so everybody knows it's me.
well, I have a thing, and mine is I'm tired of being sick and tired. That's what my concept is.
Do we have any
Hmm.
questions from the audience,
Uh,
or Peace, you have something?
well, yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the basis of this project because uh, these signs on people's backs are talking about problems that people can relate to. What I noticed when I began to read the messages on these people's backs is that this project is attempting to do something that has been tried time and again on a number of different broad issues.
Mm-hmm.
And here they've included the concerns of so many people about their weight, the assumptions that a man should not be thin. And so somebody's hearing, you're too thin to be a man. And he's written on his back, I'm tired of hearing that. Somebody who suffered a miscarriage who has said, I'm tired of hearing that I should be over that already. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
who's heavy, somebody who is a person of color, male, who has written on his back that he's tired of being assumed to be aggressive. Um, it's a wide spectrum of things. And so I wanted to just get back to the point of microaggression because I believe that it's kind of hard to sum up. But as we in Second Life begin to think about participating in this program, there are things that are systemic in our society. So microaggression, from what I've seen, has to do with power or the dominant class. One of the signs here says, I'm tired of my white privilege. And that kind of
Wow, that's
sums it up.
strong. That's strong.
It, yeah. And so this idea of microaggression has to do with a systemic problem that's seen over and over and over again, whether it be in employment. It's not just a passing type of prejudgment, but one that can impede us from being successful, from being employed, from being received well, from being maybe getting given housing. Um, and basically they're very slight. I like this word micro. They're very, very slight kinds of put downs that happen all over the course of our lives, and I'm sure we've all experienced some form or fashion of microaggression. So wondered really, as a goal of the I'm Tired project, is it to build empathy in people, to open minds? Because we could all complain about the way the world is, but what would the goal of the I'm Tired project be? I was trying to really nail that
Yeah,
down.
that's a good.
Was
That's
it to
good.
build insight, awareness?
All of the above. I do think that's a big part of it. And I just think a lot of people aren't even aware when they're being discriminatory about certain things. Like this man here with the saying, I'm tired of hearing that's gay. I don't think people take that as being derogatory all the time. They're just so used to hearing that on a daily basis. And then people say that, okay, yeah, that's gay, that's good. To me, gay means happy. I'm always happy. That's my thing. It's definitely about trying to help turn some of these negatives into positives and just like reevaluating how we see how we perceive things on a daily basis. It's definitely going to be an eye opener for a lot of people. I feel.
Well, I
Right. So,
also
go ahead, sweet.
what I was gonna say. I always people say things negative to other people. I always think it's a power thing, like because they're gonna look at and they know you're gonna might try to feel sorry for yourself when people say that, and they do that to use that power over you to make you feel bad about yourself or to make you look down about yourself. But if that person is strong, they will not give that other person that power to say use this and use that. Da, 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 da. I'm gonna tell you, just a little bit of story. I worked as a meter maid in this town called McAllen, Texas, and it's predominantly Spanish and white, Anglo, excuse my French. So, when people tell me that I can't do a certain thing, I let them know, hey, nah, you can't tell me that because you don't know me, you know. And just because I'm black, they told me I couldn't get no job there. But guess what? I had 5 jobs in that town. And just by being black and who I am, I was surrounded by beautiful people. So being this as letting somebody tell you you not this and I'm tired of I might be tired of some things, but you yourself you gotta find in your heart where that strongness gonna come out of you to say that I'm gonna overcome that. And this is the way I look at it. Because I can be tired. I'm tired of being sick. But if I don't get that, if I don't get this in my heart, tell me I'm going, the devil's a liar. I'm not going to be this. I'm not going to be sick. And
I think it's
I think the
partly.
ability for all of us to have determination is awesome, and I think doing this campaign will help people to realize that. But sometimes we also have to touch base with reality, and just because words and things affect you, I don't personally associate that with a weakness. Unfortunately, we all have these things called hormones, so to speak, and we all have a brain that processes words and it turns those words into emotions, and it's some things that we cannot always directly change. Now, it takes a lot of practice to be able to throw things off your shoulder, but sometimes you subconsciously even hold on to them, even though you realize you don't, and they manifest themselves in another part of your life. So we all have to be very careful about the words that we use and understand how things are said,
exactly,
because I'm a very
exactly.
strong person. I take every negative thing and turn it into motivation, but that does not mean that those things don't have me like, damn. For example, if I wanted a corporate job in America. Let's say I wanted that, and I'm a stud, and I show up to that interview in a suit, feeling very good about who I am as a person. But there's a
Exactly.
man who shows up in that same thing, and then if I don't get that job, but our qualifications are the same, that doesn't mean I'm going to go home and slit my wrists and start having episodes of insecurity. But what it does mean is that I was still discriminated against, regardless, because of who I am and how I presented myself.
Wow.
Exactly.
But I have a question. How do we relate that in Second Life too? Because there are a couple of things I'm tired of in Second Life, whereas male DJs get more props than female DJs. I don't know, so I'm tired of the male DJs. They even get paid more. Like we have to really work real hard here in Second Life to prove that we are somebody. Now I'm not really a DJ. I'm just a hostess with a mic. But still, I would love to see people relate this I'm tired with also incidences that happen here in Second Life. That's just my point I want to make. And but since we're not taking breaks, I'm going to add that in later. If anybody in the studio audience wants to have a question only for the panel, for the founders of this, we can ask you to, you have to let Black China know. And then you can open
That's
your mic and, ask the question and then get any one of us up here to answer. So if you have any questions, let Black China know from the audience. And
I have one more point that I'd like to make.
sure.
In addition to it being politics, I think it's also a lack of understanding. People always try to break down what they don't understand.
Mhm.
Instead of taking the time to learn, to ask that person a question, it's just automatically no. So that's definitely an issue we have with society.
Mhm. Yeah. So.
Well, this has been historically a really challenging thing to do with one single social issue, one single everyday occurrence. It's been challenging. We've seen some examples of it, I think, recently uh, with the flag in North Carolina, the Confederate flag,
Mm,
and the misunderstanding that swirled around the presence of that symbol. And there's so many good people and well-meaning people who said it's just a part of our history. We fly it to remember our uncles who fought, and we don't mean anything by it. So many of those people made a major shift in perception with the deaths that occurred in North Carolina. For most of these issues, we don't have a huge social event like that to shift thinking. Um,
exactly.
I'm not sure what will come out of this project, but I believe that this is the kind of a thing that begins to start change. So I really applaud it. And I would challenge all of us not only to think about the things that we are tired of, but maybe to think about the things that we are insensitive to, because this is probably designed to get us to think about that. Maybe we're not really realizing when somebody is skinny. Like I know a real favorite thing to say right now is calling somebody a skinny bitch, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Skinny
and
bitch.
perhaps that person's metabolism doesn't really allow them to gain weight, or the same way, conversely, that somebody who's heavy can be thought to have really poor dietary habits, and they may have a metabolism issue. um, there are so many things like that that we don't think about, that we are doing. So I would think that as the other side, or the flip side of thinking about what we're tired of, that we might consider some of the slights, when we say we might not think about it, an Asian person, where we want to just say, well, they probably are good in math. Or
Mm-hmm.
very, very lovingly, we had a dear, dear friend come in yesterday when we were preparing for this show, and that friend insisted repeatedly that he was colorblind,
Mm-hmm.
and that type of a remark might not be understood to be a microaggression, where you refuse to acknowledge somebody's color. And when he said, "I don't see color," I immediately said, "Well, I want you to see me. I'm black, and I want you to see that." So it may not be easy to understand when you're doing a loving thing, or saying something that you think is a loving thing, that it excludes or minimizes the person that's hearing it. So I don't know, Alexa. Maybe you want to weigh in on that notion that we look at our own, uh, I guess, microaggressions as a part of this project.
Definitely. Get a clear understanding of you. Them that always going to be on assumptions of what they visualize you to be. So I mean, if you're not open to communicating about anything, they have no, that's definitely that. A lot of people sharing that's all the time. Because we've gotten to a point in society, and especially on Second Life, where it's very difficult to know who to trust, who to open up to, you know, who to lay any of your cards on the table for. So having people being open is very difficult nowadays.
Yeah, Second Life. I mean, a lot of this in Second Life could roll over. I mean, we could actually really. I'm because when we do these tattoos on our backs, I'm gonna have it all over. We have a mall. I'm gonna set up like, and maybe just by people seeing that, just looking at it, could have them think twice before they say something bad about a person. So I think this will be very helpful in the long run. And look, this is going on in real life. Y'all have this project in real life. It could be one of the biggest things that could happen and make people realize that everyone's different. Everyone is tired of all these different things, so that you normally won't think. I'm looking at these backs and tattoos, and wow, those are real. So, do we
Well,
have?
they're painted on. We should tell everybody we're calling them tattoos, but they're painted on. The people have written these messages in paint on
Right, right,
that.
right, right. So,
Can you tell us how people in Second Life will be able to participate in this project? What will it be like for them if they would like to be photographed and become a part of your I'm Tired effort?
Well, why we say tattoos, but it is supposed to represent the body paint that the individuals in real life have chosen to use in this initiative. So we're going to make tattoo layers and appliers for people with mesh body. But something that you can expect, I mean, honestly, the reflection part is the absolutely most important part of it. To think about, what are you tired of? things that are happening to you. And in return, if we can, think about some of the things that you may say to other people that could be a microaggression or something that can be discriminatory. So that is the most profound part of it, the reflection part of it. That's what I believe. But after you go through that process of reflection, thinking about things that affect your life, we would just invite you all. It's always a warm embrace, and we work with really good people, really down to earth people. So you can expect to be in a good environment, a positive environment. It's something that we absolutely believe in Boy and GFM. That we want to be a beacon of positivity in this community. It's so much negativity going around, and it takes some people, some individuals, some organizations to kind of offset that negativity. And I'm proud to say that we are one of those organizations. We're BOI as well as GFM. So after you get done, getting your tattoo layer, getting your photo, we're gonna also have an event coming up on September 30th at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. SLT, and it's going to be a spoken word event with spoken word monologues about this very initiative. So we're inviting individuals who may want to open up. Like Alexa said, it's really difficult for people to open up and bare their soul. But I feel like in this process, it's a way to teach other people. It's a way to connect with the SL community, and and serve as an opportunity to let somebody pretty much relate to what you're going through. Maybe somebody in the audience is who's tired of being fat shamed. Maybe it's 3 or 4 people. And this is a way to empower those individuals to let them know that they're not alone. So we decided to have a big event at the end of the month where people can come in and do spoken word, who can do monologues, and just kind of be in the environment and have some discussions like the one that we're having on this panel right now. So that event is going to be at the end of the month. Unfortunately, because of restraints with like friends and different things like that, it's going to be a limit of the amount of people that can come. But we're open to maybe redoing this event again sometime in the future. But those are some of the things that you can expect from participating in this initiative.
Cool.
Well, I think I'd be safe in extending the invitation for you to do it at Hot Buttered Soul if you need more space or more room
Right, right.
to do it. The studio is packed today. We packed to the brim with people who have come out to see and listen to this program. But we have plenty of space downstairs to accommodate your program, so you can give that some thought and talk to Tisa. Also, on the ENTSL radio site, we will put links and information for the September 30th event
Uh-huh.
as they're provided, so people can continue to check that website when we get the information about where this will be held. Maybe we can put it in a kiosk, Tisa.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah. Oh,
And plus ENTSL Radio have a region. I'm sure they would let us, if we have to go there too. So, and if you need, if a bigger crowd's going to be involved in your opening or whatever, you just let us know that. We're going to open up this to the audience at this point. And China, if you have anyone that really want to ask a question or make a statement, just tell them open up their mic and do that. So I told everyone to see China if you need, if or want to make a statement or ask a question. China, you can open your mic if you want, if you um, want to announce anyone.
Crazy. Yeah, Crazy has a question. Crazy, go ahead.
Crazy needs to click his mic and go ahead. Crazy got scared. China, do you have anyone else?
No, that's the only one that hit my box.
Okay. He could type in an open chat if he wants, if he doesn't want to speak. No one else out there have any questions or statements they would like to make?
I just want to say that for this project, whatever you're tired of could be something that's
Do we have anyone in the audience would like to say actually what they're tired of? Hit the mic and give us some examples.
I am going to answer your question, Chief.
Go ahead, Crazy. We can hear you now.
You had mentioned why do women DJs do not get crowds? Did you
Um,
not say that?
well, I just recognize that men DJs are acknowledged more here, and women really got to work extra hard.
No, that
Yes.
is not true.
Okay, tell me why it's not true.
I have a sister named Jaja Marie, DJ Jaja Marie. She pulls 75 people or more at her clubs every time she DJs.
Well, I've been there. I never saw 75 avatars. And, how long has she been around? I mean, she's been here since before I came here, 3 years.
Right. It could be the music that you're playing, and it could be the genre of music that you're playing. But I'm not prejudiced of women DJs or at all because I there are some women that are actually good.
Well, that's what I recognize that may or may not be true. Maybe if you get every woman in here that does, and the same in the real world. I'm tired of my job not paying me the amount of money I'm supposed to get in comparison to the male who's has the same title. I may have more years experience than they do, and I'm at the bottom of the pay pole.
What do you
And
mean, PayPal?
I just
pay.
wanted to just use this to chime in real quick, if I could.
Hmm.
During this initiative, I want us all to remember that the concept or notion of being tired is contingent upon the eyes and the ears and the brain that is tired. So you may very well have a perspective of something that you're tired of, and another person may not be
That's right. You
facing
did
that.
mention
So
that.
I want everyone to make sure that they, even if you sometimes you banter with your friends and they're probably like, why are you tired of being called fat? I don't get that. But that's fine. If that's something that you're tired of, that's something that's still a statement, because my experience will not be yours and vice versa. So I just wanted to make sure that that's understood. Don't be discouraged from putting your opinion, because we all process things differently based on our experiences, our geographical locations, the mental makeup of our minds. There's so many
Hmm.
different things that allow us to process things differently, that there's nothing wrong with you saying you're tired. That's okay. Like me, for example, when I was younger, I got tired of saying you people saying you cute for a big girl. I'm like, damn, why can't I just be cute? But then
Aw.
somebody else might take that same concept and say, oh well, I'm lucky because I'm a cute big girl. But that's them and this is me. So just want to encourage people to keep that solidarity between their views and their opinions, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I hear you.
No, but Tisa, I think you're going through a lot of stuff with Soul Sensation and
Oh
all
wow.
that all
I
that
I just made
bullshit.
a statement that I didn't want that to be the part
So
of the
so so
carrying it
so
on.
you need to forget about that and just DJ.
Okay,
Do
so respectfully, can I
do
chime
what
in
you
here?
do.
Yeah,
Can I chime in here? I don't even know if my
We
mic is
are
working.
the
it
Allen
is
Can you
working.
hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to say, because we love Crazy so much and he's a wonderful big brother, that this is like such a beautiful example of what a microaggression is. It part of it at any rate is being
See,
demonstrated
not
in
everyone knows what a
we
DJ is.
are the Allen's family.
okay, hold on a second.
Okay, we
I
don't
just
want to
have a
make
really
that.
short idea. It
I'm
is
just commenting on what Tisha said a little bit earlier about why women
uh,
don't get paid as much as men, and that's bullshit.
I'm,
well,
no, it's not in
okay,
the
hold
real
on a
world.
second.
Because I've
Hold on
seen
a
it.
second.
I've
Hold
seen
on a
it on
second.
SL.
Hold on. This is not accepting another person's experience fully, because we have a kind of knack of mimicking how someone else feels. When someone says, I'm tired, they're describing a feeling. That feeling may not be a fact, and it may be a fact, but it is a fact that they feel it. And when we stop and just accept that, that's when we can begin to empathize with other people. And that's when we can think about how certain experiences might be perceived by them. Because we often want to make sure that people that we care about, especially, are not uncomfortable. So we want to analyze what they're saying. We want to attribute something else to it. Sometimes those things may have value. But the first thing that has value that we skip over is how they feel. And this project is just that small slice of time when we express the truth about how we feel. When we say, I'm tired about this or that or the other. So our brains automatically want to go and take away whatever pain we think somebody might be in and find a reason why it doesn't need to be the case. But in this case, I'm going to take Tisa at her word that that is the experience she's having in Second Life. And so if we look at it that way and give it validity, we don't minimize or marginalize her. We begin to just stand in what she's saying and accept that. That would be the place to start with any of these things.
Amen. Now,
See,
I
there
think that
is
was
another thing.
very
and there is
good.
See,
in
I
real
go
life
to
it
I
is
go to a
male.
lot of places where the best DJs in SL they play house music.
Oh Lord,
Yo,
here's
you
his
need to
big.
move on
I
because
think we
it's
kind
not
of like
about
get it.
I would just like
Exactly.
to say one thing. This initiative, it sparked so many different
And
things,
they
and
do not and
positivity.
they do not
I
use
want to say
mic.
something real quick. I'm sorry. I want to say something real quick. But this
Prince,
initiative sparked so many different things. Positivity is one of the things that we want to come from that, but also communication. And and this is a learning experience right now. Part of good communication is being able to actively listen as well. It's nothing wrong with healthy debate and going back and forth and different things like that. But I think peace kind of cleared things up, and I think that we have to use like our listening skills and kind of like actually listen to the words that are being spoken out of someone's mouth, and and not kind of put basically place our what we want to say or our interpretation of things or our own biases or whatever initiative or whatever agenda we have on people, but to actively listen to them. That's how we work through things, and that's how we elevate things, and that's how we increase awareness, and that's how we come to a mutual understanding about things. So as we go forth with this initiative and it sparks different conversations and you know different debates and so forth, never forget to listen. Never forget to listen because that is one of the absolutely most important parts of communicating. Not just getting your point across, but also listening to what somebody has to say. So as we
Exactly.
go forth and maybe you leave this platform today and you want to have an I'm tired discussion, don't forget to listen as much as you talk.
no,
Exactly.
twice as much.
Yeah.
God gave us two ears and one mouth.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Cause like for my, I'm tired. There was someone had posted on Facebook this long, drawn out post, and I could tell that it was coming from a place of hurt when she posted it. But it took everything in me to not comment on what she said. And that's because she's a person. She's entitled to her opinion. Whether I feel it was a valid opinion or not, that's for me to say, not her say. She had her point. No matter where it came from, this is how she felt about that particular situation. So I'm not gonna, knock her down for feeling the way she feels about a particular thing. So it's okay for us to have disagreements, and we can all agree to disagree about a specific topic. Which is what we have in here. We can agree to disagree and still walk away friends with the situation.
Exactly. I hear you.
And
Yeah.
if we go another level, we might actually do the work involved in putting ourselves in that person's shoes and empathizing, asking ourselves, how is it that they feel that way? What in their life creates that? Or what am I saying or doing that might contribute to that feeling? And it's not taking ownership or responsibility for how someone else feels, but empathizing. Really simple empathy is a really challenging thing. It's very, very difficult.
Yeah. Do we have any more concerns, questions, statements from the audience? China?
For any of you out there that are interested in participating in this initiative, It doesn't have to be something
Nothing
that you
yet.
do.
Nobody hit
I
my box. I'm sorry.
Yes.
it could be a do something that you're tired of, or something that's falling near and dear to your heart.
Yeah. I'm trying to film some of these comments that are popping up. Was that
Can
Donna?
somebody review for us the action steps if somebody would like to say what they're tired about in the SL and participate, the actual action steps, like when they should do what or how they should do what?
I would say that the first thing you should do is sit in a space with a quiet mind, no interference, and actually think about what you want to say and how you feel. That's the first step. Because sometimes when we don't think about what we want to say, things come out in a non tangible way and they're difficult for others
Wow,
to
somebody said
understand,
they're
or
tired of the police. Okay.
we
I'm
may
sorry.
be tempted to start, start saying things like, I'm tired of all my girlfriends cheating on me, and that's really not the point of the initiative, to get out your overall frustrations with things, but just focusing on those microaggression things that you have either ran into or been a part of. So I would say the first step is to do that. Just kind of reflect on your thoughts. Yeah, dig deep is the first step. Think of this as something big. This is your chance to express yourself in a verbal and a particular art form. And then once you decide what you want to say, this is the link to the form. We have a very systematic way of doing things. That way things don't fall off course or off track. So we would not like anybody if you would just respect not making your own tattoos, because then we kind of get confused. Things may not get displayed appropriately. So go through that link, answer every question if possible. What then happens is someone makes your tattoo. We project that this will be done by the 21st of September to have us enough time to set up for the art gallery. So your tattoo will be made. Okay, once your tattoo is made by either Gandhi, myself, or Honey, they will pass that tattoo back to you, as well as the photographer's name who's going to actually take your shoot. On that form is a list of times. We're only taking photos between Monday and Friday, between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. SLT. So based on the time you pick, you will then be matched up. You'll then be matched up with a photographer. And then at that point, they'll get displayed in the gallery, and you should start seeing spam for the open mic so you can come to.
Well, we had a statement of someone saying they're tired of the police, and we also have a police officer here, but we're not going to get it. That's a whole new show. The person who stated that, if you would like to come back and debate that later, because that is a a subject that has its own show. We got into that yesterday with the pre-interview, and a lot of things were brought up that may open my eyes, and I didn't know. I saw the other side, really. So, and I see that's what's going through the chat. That's why I put it so it'll show on film what's actually being discussed. No one's saying it on open mic, so we're not going to discuss it here because they're supposed to see China if they had any concerns, but there are some on uh, in open chat. So I'm gonna leave that alone for now. Anyway, so
I would just want to chime in and say for that person who said, I'm tired of the police, that they take the suggestion that was made by the panel to dig deeper and, and maybe create a more comprehensive communication so that we can understand exactly what they're tired of regarding police.
mhm. And
And
that's something they can put on their back. They're tired of that.
right.
So um, this is really a great discussion here, and we have an awesome audio. I'm surprised a particular party out there is not sure he has something to say. The mic
Nah, I'm
is.
good.
You're good. So you.
What are you tired of,
I just,
Dirty?
I just, I ain't trying to nothing. I don't let nothing bother me.
You don't let anything bother you.
No, I keep moving.
You're not tired of those bikers that can't make those ride a bike and they blame lag all the time. Tired of
Yeah,
lag.
I'm tired of that, but I ain't like, I mean, I'm tired of that, yeah, but y'all know what I do. I cut your ass out, try to teach you and keep it moving. I don't prolong shit.
I hear you.
I mean, it's just life. That's things in life ain't gonna go your way or no way or way you think it should go. That's how I look.
On the road, your tractor trailer driver is, I'm sure you're tired of people blocking the
Yeah,
road.
I see millions of people. Trust me, I've heard it all. Well, oh my.
I hear you. Dirty, I like to just say he's our guest. He's our guest every once in a while because he's always traveling, and we have him on whenever we get a chance. And the shows are exciting when he's on, and really, so look forward
Oh,
to
whatever, whatever.
future
This
shows.
this was a good show though. This is a good point. This is a good show. I'm glad y'all doing this.
Hmm.
What y'all doing is positive. I
Exactly.
don't really don't have nothing to say about it. I'm enjoying what I'm hearing.
All right, so let's get our founders and guests to just wrap everything up. Let everybody know. I know we said it over and over again, but contact who's the one number one contact they need to contact, and because if they want to get their I'm tired tattoo done, and when they could photograph, who is the contact? When I mean they can start contacting you right now today, right? You have a card for them to fill out or something?
There's a link that I posted, which would be the best way to get heard.
Okay.
If you complete that, everything will be navigated. If you have general questions, you can ask either myself, Bot Pie, or Alexa. We're the three sitting up at the panel, so you can add us too. That's also an option. And then if all else fails, if my lovely assistant Aaliyah would just throw up a one in local chat so people know who she is. You can also I am her on Facebook as well as in world, and she lovely since she helping me.
Yeah, she's awesome.
You
she's
can always,
Yeah.
you can
she's
always hit
awesome. You're
her up,
right.
and she'll find a way to get a hold of me,
Okay.
or BiPod or Alexa. She's actually a member of GSM as well.
Right. All right. So what we normally do when we end our shows, we kind of like to go do a round table real quick, and we ask each and every one of you, what have you learned or know now that you didn't know before? And quickly, we'll just start at I guess with peace and go down and around because she's on the
Okay,
inside.
well, I guess I learned that there are some really creative ways to connect big events in real life with big events in Second Life. And I also learned, I guess, about the word microaggressions. That word has captured my imagination because I think it's something that's been really difficult to describe over time. And I had no idea that this professor coined the term back in the 70s. And it would make sense back in the 70s because,
A lot.
you know, right, we were trying to, civil rights was 10 years in, the civil rights movement and everything. And people were constantly saying things like, oh, I don't see color, to deny their privilege or to minimize someone else's concern. It's not like we have to stop and be brutalized by these little slights that go on every day in our lives and everyone's lives. But it's kind of cool to be able to just say it, to state it, uh, maybe more as a practice of digging deep within yourself to recognize that, yeah, I'm tired of that. It might make it packageable in your brain, in your psyche, so that you can actually let it go and keep it moving.
Cool.
So that's what I learned.
I learned, a lot of times you don't know what people go through. And I like what, I don't know the young lady at the end, what she stated about the Facebook, reading something of what somebody else is going through. I'm going to think twice too about criticizing because you just don't know. And a lot of times, like, again, what I'm tired of may not be necessarily what someone else is tired of. However, respect that I'm tired of it. And I'm going through that in real life with my job, being paid less than the men, white men, really. And I have two strikes against me, being an African American woman, being an African American and a woman. Women do not get paid as much as men. Known fact. I'm tired of it. And I think Sweet's away from keyboard
Yes, yes, company and real.
company. Yeah. So we'll just move on down.
What do you want to know? What the hell you want to know? I'm listening.
We want to know your last thoughts. What are your last thoughts?
Well, you know what my last thoughts is. This is all interesting, and it's in the world everybody's tired of something, but you know in reality it's hard to convert to that because we're tired of a lot of things, and I might be tired of a lot of things, but you know what? The hell with it. I'm gonna deal what's in front of me because can't, what you don't have control of, leave it alone. Move on. That is
I
my thought.
I hear you. Yep. Move on down. I'm trying to.
Okay, this is a very challenging thing to speak about something you learn when it, kind of like your conception, so to speak. But what I would say, if I didn't learn anything else, the thing that's popping out on my frontal lobe is the fact that there are individuals in Second Life that are, that if not as passionate, can become just as passionate about something as we are. So I just want to say I really extremely appreciate you all giving us the opportunity to speak. I really appreciate everybody in the audience coming through and giving us and giving us the opportunity to express ourselves and get people to sign up into this initiative because we consciously use that word. This is SL and this is real life. And another thought that's been echoing in my ears since we've been here is the fact that even though it's some of us getting that it's okay, well, this is just SL, but the way your mentality is changed, the way your thought is challenged, the way you change as a person is a reflection that will not only last in SL, but it's a reflection that will also happen in real life. So I just want to thank you all for that opportunity.
Okay. Yeah. So we go on down.
Okay, it's really, really hard to come after that one, but
Yeah. Right.
I guess something that I have learned, and I guess it kind of coincides with what Neroli had just said that when you bring things like this into SL and you think about the foundation of SL and sometimes the constraints that we don't really realize that we have such a big impact here. So these are conversations that I hope that just because we had it here in Second Life, that we can go out today and talk to our brothers and sisters, our cousins, our neighbors, and kind of spark these conversations and increase awareness and have people reflect about things that they're doing and so forth. So I guess what I learned today is that, that just a reiteration of what I always know to be true, that there's positivity in any platform, in any situation, any experience that you have. And I guess it kind of just pretty much, just gave me the extra to see that and keep striving for to bring positivity and to bring awareness about a array of different issues that we have in real life to SL. So I guess that's what I pretty much learned.
Very good. Like that. And last but not least, uh,
Miss Alexa.
so yeah.
So that would be me. I have definitely learned that the world does not revolve around me, even though I'm a Leo and it's supposed to. Take
my
other people's.
I like that.
Yeah, my
What other
dad
people
said the
talk.
same thing. He's a Leo.
We're gonna put that
Yes.
ass back online.
Yeah, don't let that. I said I learned that, right? I learned that. I've been sitting around and I've been looking at all the things that other people are tired of, and it really has, just from these ones, just from the RL ones, have opened up a lot in me. You know, I have to take things on face value because, like, these are things that I might have said to somebody, and I got to